Alright, so I managed to fail to record drawing this one. It happened a couple times because apparently I don't know when the record is recording or not recording. So I have a little gesture drawing with the mechanical pencil. This is something I would have drawn in college in my 3-hour drawing of the human body classes. So I just have some darker lines down here for the weight, and just sort of sketching out the general outline of a person. And then this one I tried to recreate where the arrows of where the energy or the muscles were flowing. We have holding a staff just for interest of pose. I have a little line and some darker essence down here because of the weight, and then again darker with the weight on the feet, and some darker lines indicating where a lot of the weight is here. And then this one I just made up as a person trying to do a handstand. A lot of weight and tension in the arms and the core of the body and the top of the head, and then the legs kind of folded up. The purple. Alright. Libra for April, mid-April to mid-May-ish. So I have the little gesture drawings here. So we're getting an impression of people in motion, but temporarily freeze-framed here. Right? We're taking on different positions. We're shifting our weight and our energy around. Alright, so I'm doing triptych door. We're doing union of some kind of opposites here. Reconciling. So this is in the challenge position. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. The Taurus reading might come into play, so check that out if you feel compelled to. Number 5, Taurus energy, Venus backing energy. The spiritual and the material merge together. Some people call it the marriage card. It's called Unity in the Radley Valentine Angel deck. It's called Faith in one of the other decks. So take that how you will, but we'll see how it interacts with the other cards. 5 is also a shift or a pivot, so I'm kind of stuck in place, which is what happens when you have a little freeze frame of motion, right? You tell somebody to stand there for 60 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, for however long you're drawing them. And if you're lucky, you won't get a model seated in a chair who falls asleep and keeps moving their foot while you're trying to draw it, because that is hecking annoying. Okay. The other side, we have a double. So we have the 4 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Right, so this would be like intense contentment, and I'm hoarding all the stuff. This is I've let go of stuff, but I'm still not happy. It's like I've let go of stuff and it feels like I have nothing left. Right? It's like I was afraid to let go. It's not rewarding me. Like, why am I not leveling up? Notice this pair together is 14. This again relates back to that Taurus reading, so you may have to watch that. This is a lower vibration. It's negative 14. If I wanted to level up to Temperance 14 in the major arcana, I'd have to go up another base level. This is sort of stuck between levels, right? My elevator's jammed. Get on the elevator, we on the next level. I want the rainbow to be in front. Traditionally, the sun in Capricorn, though I've reassigned it Neptune. 10 of Cups. Traditionally Mars in Pisces, but I've reassigned it Pluto. So whatever we're doing here, we have Neptune energy, which wants to be the Hanged Man, but it's Temperance instead. Like I've bottomed out below where I want to be. What's the unification? Because this card's upside down. Oh, there's the sun. Beatles. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. In that case, this would be the sun in Capricorn, but if it's inverted, it would give the moon. And the sun inverted also gives the moon. I don't know what the full moon was just in. April 6th. And I'm not going to look it up right now. But we're dealing with Pluto. I thought... Wait, no, Pluto? Pluto just moved into Aquarius. And I thought Jupiter just moved into Neptune. And I think... No, Jupiter just moved into Pisces, I think. If I remember. And then Neptune was still in Pisces as well. I think stuff's about to go retrograde, though. It's that season. I think it's coming soon. So this might have to do with upcoming retrogrades. But we're looking at moon energy and what should be broad daylight. It's kind of like, in one position, you can't see what I'm hiding behind my back. But as soon as I take another position, I have to step or I'm about to lose my balance, you start to see the thing behind me that I'm trying not to let you see. So let me see what the bottoms of these decks are. What are the skeletons in your closet, Libra? Because you're trying to let them go. It's like if I let go of these skeletons in my closet, I feel like it's going to make things real shitty for me. But what's in the offing is upgrade. If I can turn it around. Right? There's an aspect of like shifting your position. Okay, so on the bottom we have the High Priestess. Number 2. I'm going to pull her off the deck just so she's easier to see. So I got my little rubber band there. Behind her, Temperance. How about that? So I'll leave that over there too. So the Hierophant and the High Priestess, related. Her counterpart is the Magician, but if you have the Empress, the feminine in control of the 4 kingdoms, the Queen of Queens, combine her with the High Priestess, 3 and 2, that's the 5 over here. So it's the, you know, the spirit, the like psychic connectivity to the universe combined with the material. But I just heard a material from Madonna. So in some way, Libra's dealing with the material world in the same way that Taurus is. But it's like I'm trying to keep things from emerging in the material world because I'm focused on my reception. High Priestess is typically the moon, although in my opinion the moon should be the moon and the High Priestess should be Neptune. So there's still that counter, that sort of tennis match between the moon and Neptune here, which makes sense because Libra, it's like these or these, these or these. Am I in the moon or am I in Neptune? Which pair of silver shoes do I want to wear today? Alright, so this is the bottom of the other deck. We have the Chariot inverted, which is the moon, but I went to pick it up and I'm like, no, leave it how it was, but I tried to turn the deck when I brought it on camera. So the Chariot, crazy train, going off the rails on the crazy train, moon energy. So I'm going to lay this over the sun. It's like scorched. Look at the Fool behind it. It's like I'm feeling mental releasing baggage. It's like I should feel better after releasing, but instead right now I feel worse. So the biggest thing for Libra, you know, instead of hopping from one foot to the other, it doesn't have to be either this or this. It could be something else where the energy is flowing a little bit more visibly. Okay. Because I lost my video where I was drawing this, but this figure is static. This figure is fairly static, but this one is drawn with the energy flowing in directions around the body. And I have something to support me. So this is sort of a reminder for Libra to trust your instincts and allow emotional and mental, psychic, and past baggage to slough off of you so that you can have this movement forward. Because this is sort of like teetering in the balance. It's in movement. It's sort of in the moon in free fall. And once that hits right side up, the sun will come out. Tomorrow. Hate that song. And you won't have a runaway train. You'll have a bullet train to get you where you want to go. So we'll keep, we'll get rid of the baggage. We'll be happy. And we'll have this sort of progression. We go 2, 5, 7, 10, 19. And you can see that it starts picking up. It's kind of like a Fibonacci spiral, but it's kind of like the wrong set of data. It's -4. -4, 2, 5, 7, 10, and then 19. So the way that Libra is working is all... It's like, I don't want the material world to shame me for what I'm going through, but I'm trying to offload some heavy-duty crap for my own, like, internal progress. It's heavily moon energy. It's like, I want to be able to be out in the sunshine and not feel ice cold. I don't want to be fake. I want to be true to myself. I want to... It's like I've been presenting materiality I've been presenting materiality to the world, but I know it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, I need more sustenance on a spiritual and emotional level. And this is about Libra sort of, shuffling those hot coals around to figure out where that balance is. Right? Basically, the only thing is you need to change your position a little bit so that you're not standing on the same, like, sharp pebble that's been in your foot the whole time that you finally just got rid of. Right? Like, if these weren't coins, if they were sharp pebbles jammed up in your foot and you're like, man, this is not very comfortable. What if I step over here? And even so, this picture over here, this guy with his hand standing on his head with his feet up, looks a hell of a lot like this. Like, shift your weight, look at it from the other side, pretend you're another character or another version of yourself looking at yourself, and go through the moon, sit in the morning, possibly in the morning, good day, morning, good morning, hello, like good morning, good, from Sergeant Pepper, with all the animals making noises. So the 10 indicates completion. 10 of Swords, which is sort of the opposite card of, is it? Air and water? Yes. No, it's earth and water. No, earth and swords, and water and fire. So 10 of Wands, if this is inverted, 10 of Wands is that everything's a burden. So like I said, you're sort of unloading all this crap. But, you have to be able to feel it's sort of like I'm releasing like self-imposed unhappiness in some ways. But in some cases, it's like I thought it was fulfilling me, and you find out that it's really not. It's like my cup was full, but it was full of like stale piss instead of tasty sparkly water. So in that case, when you dump out the cups, it's like, oh, now I don't have anything. But you have to empty out the cups so that you can clean them out, which is the emotional processing, that moon energy. And then you'll be able to fill them up again in a way that's spiritually and emotionally satisfying, and not just, look, I've got stuff. Like in the Across the Universe movie, they have the part that Susie Eddie Izzard sings, the being for the benefit of Mr. Kite, and she's dressed up as like a ringmaster and everything. And she does a little bit of ad-lib on the lyrics, but at the end it's like, you know, it's also from Sgt. Pepper. So possibly Libra should be listening to the whole Sgt. Pepper album, which isn't a bad thing. So being for the benefit of Mr. Kite, there'll be a show tonight on Trampoline. Hoops of fire, ghouls and goblins and all that. And of course Henry the Horse will do the waltz. It's going to do the waltz, whatever. But at the end of it, Susie Eddie, she's like, it's great we've got stuff, right? It's great we've got stuff. But, you know, maybe not so great. What does the stuff mean? It's kind of like Hoarders here, but it's like, what is of value to me? And that's what Libra's sorting out. As an air sign, Libra has a way of doing the mental gymnastics, right? It's like, oh, I'm not really doing this. I'm doing this over here instead, so it's fine. But, you know, you've got to take the chopped off thumbs that are weighing down one side of the scale and scoop them off into the garbage so that it can move freely. And that's what Libra's doing here. Thank you for watching. Stay connected with CATtheMinion energy work. Check out my complete suite of goods and services conveniently from my Linktree. linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. Color your way into some relaxation with my coloring books Energy Forms and Draco Forms on Amazon. Get groovy with fashion and home accessories from my Cafe Press or Redbubble shops. Decorate your environment with original art and divination tools from my Etsy shop.